Welcome back, everybody. Today we got another Kevin Samuels classic. And trust me, this one goes left fast.
I was not. This is my
Okay,
first time getting on.
cool. What you got for me?
Well, I'm Princess English.
Uh, You were in the chat room. I saw that last. That's why I said, were you in the chat room earlier?
Oh, okay. It goes by a different name, so I didn't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
knew it was
yeah.
me or not.
So you were the one saying, see, when you are doing a good work, you call the demon by its name. I said, demon, did I not witness you in that chat room? And the demon tried to say, no, that was not me. My name is Angela. But see, I was raised in the church, baptized in 5 St. John Baptist Church. And I have witnessed many an exorcism. So you call a demon by its name. You witness it. You say, no, Pizuzu, I see you, Pizuzu. And you call a demon by its name and you force the demon to reveal itself. When the demon tells you its name, then you know what to do with the demon. Um, your
I'm the,
girlfriends focus on their
yeah, I'm the one that
career.
always have the I guess the contradictory comments.
Right. So,
Yeah.
um, but you keep coming back. So let me, do you want to, do your girlfriend, do you or any one of your girlfriends want to be married?
Definitely. As for me, I do want to be married, so I'm not that woman who always, say I don't
Avert
need a
your
man.
eyes. Just
I'm
listen, okay?
okay by myself. I'm not that woman. But
Mm-hmm.
I will say that, you always taught to go to college, get a career, yada yada.
Yes. Pazuzu. Pazuzu. Did anybody watch the movie The Exorcist? The demon that was possessing the little girl Reagan. His name was Pazuzu. That's what it do. Now, see, the demons come up and try to use words, tricks. They have many tongues. They go by many things. But you stay firm on the CIA. You stay firm on the path because you are trying to help get the femininity back the way it should be.
And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear you say, or and as well as some of the gentlemen in the chat room, you know, that's the masculine energy. When I'm very submissive to the right man. I don't.
Mm. See that forked tongue come out? I am very submissive to the right men. See, that is meant to be a smokescreen the demon uses to cloud your vision. It's meant to make you say, oh, this ain't a demon. Mm-mm. No, no. Crafty. Crafty. I'm submissive to the right man. Mm. So you got one man, you be submissive to him, but the hell with every other black man on the planet. They gonna catch all the demon juice. But your man get the right treatment. But we supposed to protect all y'all. Mm-hmm. See, the demon didn't want you to know that.
Mind being submissive to my husband
Uh-huh.
if I get married. So I'm trying to see where does that. I'm not
Well,
understanding the
let
logic.
me. Okay, okay.
I mean,
So
and
first,
say
let
why?
me say this. Number one, most of us are lied to, and it's not. We were lied to. You were told you could have it all, and we were told that we could be a softer, gentler man, and we could have feminine women. Well, we see that didn't work for the men. Um, when you say that you are a submissive woman to your man, a feminine woman.
I wouldn't mind be a wouldn't.
Well, now it's I wouldn't mind being a submissive woman. See how the demon uses those certain language? Speaks many different ways, but you gotta stay focused. See, this also serves as blessed oil. Helps me identify Phoebe's wannabe Phoebes. See, growing up in the church, you realize that some of the biggest demons ain't in the world, they in church.
Being a submissive woman, meaning I'm not in my masculine energy, but I don't want to just settle and be disrespected.
Now, all jokes aside, notice how this double talk goes on. I'm good to be feminine. I'm cool to be feminine with my man. Then I wouldn't mind being feminine, but I don't want to settle. What does femininity have to do with settling? Ladies, somebody please explain to me, what does femininity have to do with settling? Femininity, the other side is masculinity. The opposite of femininity is not settling, but you notice how the possessed mind works. Femininity is tantamount to everything evil. I don't want to settle. I don't want to be abused.
Just because I'm a certain age. And I know you kind of harp on 20-year-olds and 25, and you kind of
Hold on. Before let's
okay,
not go 15 different questions. First of
okay,
all, it's not me, it's the wall. The wall is a biological function. You must always tell the demon of masculinity the truth. You must use the word. And the word is of the red pill. The King James Version of red pill. I even heard some brothers got scrolls. I don't have the scrolls myself, but I grew up in the church, so I've been around enough red pill to where I've been dipped and sanctified in the word to where I can use it in real-time exorcism with these demons of masculinity.
okay.
And that has to do with a woman's fertility. Number one. Number two, it's not me. Any woman, the higher up a woman goes in her education, grad degrees, all that, studies have shown and proven that it hurts her chances with marriage, especially with high
Gotcha.
value men. So, but when you say something, I would not mind being feminine submissive, my radar goes up.
I mean, I am feminine and I am submissive. But are you telling me that I didn't do the right thing by getting my
Oh my God. Oh my God. Your spirit should have just jumped right then. I am feminine. I am submissive. I want you guys to remember when you heard thou dost profess too much. I just want you to understand, if you didn't see this, I can take several clips of any video and just do this. But just because you're not cursing or yelling does not mean you're feminine, ladies. Femininity is agreeable. Understand something. Femininity is agreeable. Women have a high, in general, by your nature, you're supposed to be more agreeable than the men. Black women are some of the most unagreeable people on the planet. Notice the amount of disagreement I am going to deal with. That is opposite to femininity. Femininity is agreeableness. It is cooperative. It is submissive. Okay? It's agreeable. It's cooperative. It's submissive. I want you to, as you listen to this playback, I want you to ask yourself, is this woman who says she's feminine? Because ultimately it's, I want to get married. I want a man. Now, she can talk. She can be in his chat room too. I want anybody to ask, is this the spirit of agreeableness? Is this the spirit of cooperation? Is this the spirit of submission? And this is the problem that so many of our women have with this flexible femininity that you turn on and off like a light switch. You turn it off when you try to combat with a man. You are out of your depth trying to argue with a man. As a woman, you should never be in conflict with the male. You cannot win that. Pro tip. In the real world, if you want to know whether or not you're dealing with a masculine demon or not, men, here's what you do. Call her a bitch. Shut up, bitch. And see how she responds. If she goes, oh my God. Oh, if she looks like her feelings are hurt, you may have a feminine woman. But if she said, fuck you, nigga, if she get all puffed up, go the other way. I said this in another video. If you see a woman back a car into a parking space, go the other way. That's a dude. That's a dude. If she backs her car into a parking space, I don't care what she look like getting out. That's a dude. If you bark on her, what you looking at? And she bark back, that's a dude. How do you know this, Godfather? Human nature. When pressed, people tend to act like who they really are. Let's go.
Master's degree and getting my bachelor's degree.
Well, let's ask ourselves some questions. How long have you known you want to get married?
Since I was 15.
Okay.
No, let's go back to 12 years old because we're taught with dolls and doll houses.
Okay. So I'm not going to stop all the time, guys, but just for reference, the person speaking is 42. And she said she's known since 12 years old she wanted to get married. That's 30 years. And what's your master's degree in?
Education.
And how old are you?
42.
All right. So just by judging by the numbers, what would you say?
As far as what? What do you mean?
You asked me, am I saying you did the wrong thing by going to get your master's? I'm just going to say, if you know you want to be married, how have you applied the same amount of energy and focus in getting a husband?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Well, I got my master's and my bachelor's in my 20s.
Okay, but I said into finding a husband. Now, all I asked was, you know you want to be married all this time, but you done went off and got your college degree, your master's degree. Have you applied this amount of effort into finding a husband? This is when the conflict starts. Because you're not supposed to ask basic common sense questions like that. You're just supposed to accept the fact that, it's what she says it is. Demons don't like to be questioned. Demons got the and the demon is not it's a spirit. This is not a person. This is a spirit.
Yes.
Okay. I find that one difficult to believe because so let's go ahead and flesh this out some more. What city are you in?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay, you're in Dallas. And I pray for Dallas. And I spent most of my adult career in Dallas. Let me tell you what I do know about the women in Dallas, particularly the black women in Dallas. You guys are a pain to deal with. We got a lot of sassy sisters who think a lot of themselves, and that's cool. But getting a master's should not hurt you in education. Okay, let me stop right here. Tiffany Jenkins says, y'all believe this? This man is ridiculous. She's supposed to let her man disrespect her, and if she back her car in, this is ridiculous nonstop, and y'all eating it up. Tiffany Jenkins, please get on the panel. Tell everybody why I'm so ridiculous. Tell everybody why they shouldn't believe exactly what they hear. Tell everybody why you know better. And y'all eating it up. Mm-hmm. And also, if you don't mind, Tiffany, you want to get on the panel and tell everybody how ridiculous I am? Again, look at what happens. You're not supposed to believe your own lying eyes. You're not supposed to believe your ears. You're not supposed to believe anything. If you were, do you see non-black women who get education, who become educators, who are as chronically single as black women?
No.
So what do you think the difference is if it's not the education?
Now, did you say like other races? Did you say
Yeah,
white women, or did you say?
yeah. Other races, non-black women. So non-black women are not. They can go to Harvard. They
So
can
we
go get a
so
they
we
can go
can't
get a
go by
master.
the so we can't go by the statistics that says, um, our chances are slim due to this reason and that reason, and
No,
most
you
of
wanna
black we can't go by that,
uh
but
what's
by the stats.
are you talking about, men being in jail and all this other kind of stuff?
Yeah, we shouldn't look at that.
Well, if you want to look at that, then we're going to bring it to the fact that I'm going to bring the American Enterprise Institute study, saying that 51% of black men are single with no children and in the middle class, and 60% of us are the middle class. It's not a lack of black men, ma'am.
You don't think so?
No, I lived in Dallas. I was
Not even
hold
to
on, hold on,
mention.
hold on. I was a member of Friendship West Baptist Church. I was part of the. Uh-oh. Now she knew she was in trouble. Can't use those bullshit statistics you always trying to use to justify why you don't have a man. Can't use those, because if you want to use stats, I'm going to use other stats. And the fact that I actually lived down there and was a church guy down there. Now see, women like this Tiffany person who just came in, demons in training, they don't want you to have these conversations.
Member of Oak Cliff Bible.
Exactly. So there's not a problem with the amount of men. When was the last time? Have you ever been engaged?
I have been engaged. Yes.
So why didn't you guys go through with the marriage?
That was early on. His job was going to go to another state, and I wasn't kind of willing to do that.
Okay. Why not?
And again, that was in my 20s. I was 27.
But okay. So
And it was probably a little bit more.
hold on, man. Okay, hold on. We got something here. You were in your 20s, but it's not like you were 21. You were 27. You were closer to 30. And you said a man proposed
And
to
also,
you? Hold on.
also
Were
he
you
really
hold on?
wasn't.
Were you engaged, or you were he just proposed to you?
Pretty much just proposed.
Okay, and you didn't want to be with him because he was moving. Let me stop you right here. This is something that a lot of these women also do as well. They lie. A lot of these women get late in life, this on and off masculine, on and off femininity stuff. You're gonna find a lot of them to say they've been engaged. They've been engaged because after women get a certain age, with no children and no engagement, they start to feel some kind of way about it. And understand, all I did was ask questions about what she said. And what are you seeing? You're seeing that you say you're feminine and you say you can turn it on and off, but this is what happens when you have this on and off stuff. The truth is the easiest thing to remember. And you would know if you were actually engaged. That means a man dropped to one knee and pulled out a rock in public and asked you to marry him. See, a proposal can mean this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind marrying you. That's not a proposal. That's not an engagement. And you didn't want to move.
And it was other things as well. It was other
Where'd
things,
Tiffany
just
go?
not that. It was other
Tiffany
things.
ran away.
Trust wasn't involved. Just a lot of other things as well. So it just wasn't that.
All right. So, from what I'm hearing, you want to be married.
I want to be married.
But
I'm in my 40s.
But you've
I
had
have no kids.
hold on. But you want to be married, but you had a man who wanted to marry. Now, again, this is about femininity, right? Femininity does not argue. It does not debate. Femininity is inviting. It's soft. It does not run down its stats. I want to be married. I have my degree. I have no kids. That's what masculinity does. Masculinity shows its work. You. But you didn't
He
marry
wasn't
him.
trustworthy. He wasn't trustworthy.
So
He
when
broke.
he now the reason I said, well, why didn't you marry this guy who wanted to marry you and propose to you? And to her, he wasn't trustworthy. Now, what I did not ask that night, because I was trying to be polite, is he wasn't trustworthy, right? But yet you were having sex with this man. You were allowing this man to enter your body, possibly bring some sort of STD to you, risk actually getting pregnant, giving him access to you in your most vulnerable, the most vulnerable way possible, being in the holiest of holies, but yet he wasn't trustworthy. So when
Broke
he
the trust.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So when he proposed to you, or did he actually propose to you?
We talked about marriage.
Did he actually propose to you? We talked about marriage.
He didn't get on one knee.
Okay,
No.
so he didn't. Okay, that's a lie. For those who are keeping score, the lies just keep piling up. Because all I do is ask for clarification. Femininity doesn't need to lie either. Femininity does not shade the truth. Notice how agreeable, cooperative, submissive. Something else femininity does not do. It does not play semantics. And it answers questions directly because it's operating in good faith, Charles Faulkner. If y'all don't stop highlighting me, okay, 6'9", I'm going to go ahead and time you out. I've told you guys to stop highlighting me. You want my attention? You get it the right way. You put it in super chat. You at me and highlight me. I'm going to time you out. Charles Faulkner, you ask a feminine woman a simple question. You ask, are you going to Texas? Are you going to Dallas? The woman will say yes. She won't say, I'm not going. Well, no, not Dallas. Well, I thought you were going to. No, I'm going to Irving. See, that right there is not trying to be agreeable, not trying to cooperate. It's trying to be combative, argumentative. Watch how often this happens. All right. This is the simple. So when he didn't get on one knee, but when you talked about marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and you decided you weren't going to marry him, was the relationship over that day?
It was pretty much going downhill after that.
Notice how, when I said, especially with my age, this is why so many women are trying to come to femininity late in life, thinking they can turn it off and on, not going all in. And then they wonder why so many men of our generation don't want to deal with them. They're truly shocked at why we don't want to deal with them. This is, I'm not going to continue to stop it. I'm going to let it play on out, guys. But I just need you to focus on how often, just how natural this is. And that's my ultimate point in this show, is turning femininity on and off becomes this. Versus staying in your femininity produces the opposite result. That's what I need you ladies to understand.
I mean, we've all been in relationships that was not supposed to be. He was that person. And I've been in other relationships, come on now. I've been in relationships and they wasn't the right ones.
Based upon what, ma'am?
Just the chemistry wasn't there. Maybe just
Whoa,
in it
whoa,
for.
whoa, 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 whoa! Why do you get married?
Why do you get married? Because You in love with that person?
Wrong. 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 Wrong.
Or
What
you
church?
love that
Whoa.
person?
What church did you say you went to?
Oak Cliff Bible
Oak
Fellowship.
Cliff Bible Ship. Tony Evans.
There you go.
I know. I know very well. Where does
Okay,
love come
and
into the?
you too, lady. I'm gonna help you too.
Interesting how this gentleman would most likely argue that no woman can define who, how, or what a man could be. Yet many like him have the audacity to define what femininity is. Yeah, you've been on many a show, and you're another one of these argumentative, difficult to get along with women. And the sad part is, you're actually an attractive woman, but your very essence is ugly. Like it or not, anybody listening
I
to
mean, I
this,
can.
no, let me go ahead and just go in. Anybody with 2 ears and a functioning brain can define this. And I challenge you to get on the show and tell me that. Come get on the panel if you want it. Don't get in the chat room and talk shit. Get on the panel. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You called the show. You called the show. See, you're a Christian, but you're not living like a Christian woman.
No. I put it in your comments. I want a God-fearing Christian
I
man
didn't
who
see the
loves and fears
comments.
the
ma'am.
Lord.
I didn't see the comments, but I'm here.
Well, I did say that. I did say that.
Okay, so
So
here's the
he
thing.
has
Okay,
to be God-fearing.
Hold on.
God-fearing Christian.
Hold on,
Okay.
chick. Let me help you out. I know what I'm talking
Hold
about.
on.
Everybody, help the little chick out. New power, whatever. She's about to leave the chat, and no, I won't be super chatting to address you with a proposition. You address me with a proposition. You want me to contact you if I'd like to speak with you about it? No, chick, I'm not contacting you. You're nobody. You can run around these places trying to engage in conversation. See, if you were really the woman you try to present yourself to be, you'd already have a husband right now. Other than being an annoying chick that runs through these chat rooms on this pseudo pro-black stuff. I know who you are. And I have no more patience for women, especially like you. So, here you go. On out the door with you. And see, this is what tends to happen. When a lot of you black women get backed into the corner, you want to overtalk a man. That's not going to work. You said you had a man that he wanted to marry you, but there was something wrong with him. Then you said that you've been in relationships with other men, but there's always something wrong with him.
And there's been some stuff wrong with me as well.
I want you guys to pay attention. That this chick said she was leaving, but yet when I told her to kiss my ass, just like most argumentative, angry, masculine black women, that shit turns on. Now she can't leave. You're not going to leave. You're going to sit here and be pissed off brooding. But you're going to watch. And you'll be back.
I'm learning. I tuned into your show.
I tuned
into your show hoping to get some feedback.
I can tell. And if you'll listen, one of the major things that's wrong with what right now is you are over talking me. Why? Napa Auto Parts.
We're conversing.
Gentlemen, I need you to understand something. On and off femininity, by its nature, is saying you're on and off combative. Honestly, women like this really do believe this is a conversation. Kind of like when men, we roast each other, we play the dozens, we snap, we Jones. That's how men talk. She really believes that this is a healthy, normal conversation. This is what you get with light switch femininity. Ladies, I need you to understand something. This is not conversation. You don't overtalk. First off, you said you came to my show because you're looking for some answers or something like that. So why would you come to somebody looking for something and then talk over them?
I thought we was conversing. I wasn't talking over you.
That's why I can tell you.
Conversing is not a word.
One of the things wrong with so many Generation X black women is you don't have a healthy interaction with black men. You talk over us. You're disrespectful. By the way, guys, I told you the Napa Auto Parts would shut up, but she would still be here. because she can't leave? I'm going to prove it to you. See, you can still be highlighted in the chat room, chick. You're still here. You're in your masculine energy, and even me trying to ask you some questions, and I've shown that I know what I'm talking about. Lived in Dallas. I didn't even told you your pastor. Trust me, I know plenty about Oak Cliff Bible. Anyway,
Go ahead.
all of these men, they weren't all the problem. And then when it comes right down to, tend to be many women your age tend to focus so much on what they want. And when I asked you why it didn't work, you didn't tell me this guy was beating you. He was a drug addict. He was an adulterer. You just said the chemistry wasn't there. And and I'm assuming you mean the physical chemistry.
No, we just didn't get along. We just didn't get along.
So why were you dating? Why were you dating somebody you didn't? So why were you even dating somebody you didn't get along with?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So during my dating, I learned. You learn, and unfortunately,
during her dating, she learned. Learn what? Sadly, a lot of people just learn how to become more combative. See, when it gets right down to, and she's still here. Napa, Auto Parts. Why are you still? I'm gonna tell you why she's still here. Because I'm the kind of man that she would love to get with, but she can't. That's why she's here. Wanting men's attention. See, chicks like this are used to having guys kiss up to her, kiss her ass because of the way she looks. I'm not. You're not special to me, lady. And you came in here looking for smoke. You go everywhere looking for smoke. If you want to talk to me, you can wait just like every other woman and get on the panel. Now, you're still here, and I'm going to continue to let you make yourself look thirsty. But you're going to have to wait, baby. I got shit to do.
And unfortunately, during my times of dating, YouTube and getting, advice from men such as yourself, which I thought you would be somebody who I could get, listen to and kind of get some feedback, but it wasn't around then.
On
so
her
we
left
kind of
cheek?
had to kind of
right
go
cheek?
through those charted waters on our own and try to get an understanding. But now with me being 40, in my 40s, it's like, I've learned a lot, but I'm still learning, and I'm willing to open my ears to what, men have to say.
Where'd you go to school to get your master's?
You probably don't think it's...
I don't care, ma'am. I'm just asking.
Prairie View A&M University.
Shout out to Prairie View. What do y'all live? Panthers?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have to take out student loans to go to school?
I took out some, yes.
All right. So you did that to get your degree in education. How much have you invested into psychological counseling and mental health counseling?
For myself?
Yes.
I've sought it. I haven't did it.
So in other words, she sought it, but it means nothing. Meaning, I see that there are problems. I see that there are issues. These things aren't working, but I think so little of black men, I ain't gonna go get nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing to make myself a better mate or match for them. Accept me as I am, because I got a master's and I'm a Christian. Take me as I am. That's not cooperative. That's not agreeable. It's not feminine.
I do realize that it's
ma'am, the number 0. See, I need you to listen, ma'am. I need you to listen. I'll let you talk. I need you to listen. What I've actually just showed you is you focus more on this so-called career. And I asked you very clearly, if you approach finding a decent man the same way you approached your career, you'd probably be more successful. And you told me, no. You've had men here, and you sound like you've had men who are willing to do something with you, but there's always an impediment that's you. Okay, but you knew to go get a higher level degree, and you realized that there were problems in these relationships, but you never sought any kind of counseling. But you're going to
Exactly.
YouTube for free advice? But hold on, but
And that's why.
ma'am, you're going to YouTube for free advice, but you're an educated woman.
Okay. And that's why you listen to men such as yourself and see, okay, hey, therapy wouldn't be a bad thing. So
Wow.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm all for it. So I'm not opposed to it.
So if you're
And I
not
was trying
opposed
to
to it,
say
if you're not opposed to it and you're all for it, when are you going to start?
I have went to church.
She's still here, y'all. Baby girl's still here. She like them smacks on each one of them cheeks. See, all this intelligence, and this lady asked me the question, did getting your master's hurt you? And I just said, let's look and see. You're educated, but you didn't go get anything done. See all these problems happening, but then your answer is you're going to go to church. So I laugh when we talk about turning femininity on and off and judging this dude, CJ King, and all this other kind of. For the women who say they want to get with brothers, what kind of wife do you want to be to him? What kind of woman do you want to be? Is this it?
Counseling. That's what I was also trying to inform you.
Let me tell you something, ma'am. See, again, what I hear for so many of you Generation X Black women, Jesus ain't your husband, and God ain't where you go to get mental counseling. See, you're supposed to be a smart one. This is why I say your masters did not help you. You apparently did not learn how to think. So many Black women, you are so fucking hard-headed. You want to do it your way. You don't go to church for schizophrenia. You go there for spiritual matters.
I'm listening.
You go to church for spiritual matters. And I will tell you that I'm a man around. Do you date older men? Or is he roughly your age?
Usually age, not much older. So usually 4 or 5 years older or 4 or 5 years younger.
And it's not uncommon for many of you Generation X women to be difficult to deal with. You had a man who wanted to.
Difficult.
Yes, this is a difficult. So understand something. They get upset when brothers on their channels cursing them out, calling them all kind of B's and H's and this and that. I'll sit here and talk to you. Be patient. Let you be heard. And still ain't good enough for women like Napa Auto Parts. Still ain't good enough for her. Basically, you ain't supposed to question. You ain't supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to accept it. For all you women who say you love brothers so much and you want to be with a strong brother and all this other kind of stuff, here's one question you need to answer. Who leads? Who leads? Who leads? Don't give us any bullcrap answers. Just lay it out. Who leads? Well, my man, after he's done this. No, the men lead. Your man leads you, and when he's not there, we do. We all lead you, not just the dude you're screwing. That's the way you get community protection. You don't get to turn it on and off. Because when you turn it on and off, the men you don't have a relationship with, or you feel some kind of way, they get this. Or what this chick in the chat room's trying to do. Conversation. Did you see how light and breezy those other two conversations were? One woman was married with a child and another woman was Asian. But when I deal with older Black women or women with more college degrees, it's always like this.
So I guess that's where I'm confused. I'm not saying where I'm not, I'm being
Come back to the
temperament
here's
or
what
anything.
exactly, man.
And
she really did, and honestly, guys, she was being honest. She did not get it. She didn't understand what the problem was because this is the default setting with flexible
You watched
femininity.
800 and 932 people in here and watch what they're
I believe
chatting.
that she had no idea.
See, this is
Okay.
normal to you, but it's not
So
normal.
just because I'm not
It's not
agreeing,
okay. You can.
then
you
I'm
can,
not being a
okay.
yes
See,
woman.
there you go. And there again, I'll go back to what you said initially. Talk about you want to be married. I don't mind being submissive, but I don't want to be run over. See, a relationship with a man with so many you Generation X black women, it's always a zero-sum game. It's if I'll be feminine, but I ain't gonna be no doormat. I ain't gonna be this, I ain't gonna be that. Okay, but whatever it is, you ain't it. You want to be married.
We got another 15 minutes, guys.
If you want to be married, the market is men.
All right. So before we get into before this whole thing goes completely off the rails, understand something. Men over here do not hate women. We love women. But the men over here, make no mistake, know who they are. They're the men who are actively out there working, building. They show their work. I got list and list of brothers with the resume that I verified myself. He's over here, he went here, he does this, he's got this on his stat. These are the men you say you want, whether they're blue collar or white collar. So over here, it's not a question of whether or not men have the basic stuff covered to where you should respect them. We don't deal with deadbeats over here. So when I expect women to come over here, know who you're dealing with. Stop treating every man like the deadbeats you're used to dealing with. Over here, you're dealing with a higher caliber of man. And over here, you still can't check that masculine attitude at the door and do the feminine thing you say you can do. How many guys have seen that? Knowing good and doggone well, you can see 700 some odd men over here. Knowing this is a different kind of chat room than you see anywhere else. And you still get some of the same feedback.
We get to pick. One man wanted to be with you. You didn't want to move. I'm going to tell you right there. And then you said there was something wrong with him, but you still were with him. That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. I don't have to know everything that went on in your relationship. A man wanted to marry you. Why didn't you go marry him and go with him? Because your career and what you wanted to do was more important.
Guess what? Can I respond?
Go ahead.
Can I respond?
Yes, go.
That same man that wanted to marry me, like I said, was more to it.
Yeah. Let it keep going.
He reaches out in Facebook years later, and he's now married to someone else.
Of course he is.
Trying to get back with me and had the nerve to say I'm the one he should have married instead of. So I'm just saying.
And you told that story, and you told that story for what reason?
Pretty much saying that shows the type of person that he was. He's trying to cheat on this wife.
God damn it. Ma'am.
He trying to
ma'am. I'm gonna let it play, guys. Have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn?
He was trying to cheat on his wife.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I'm not listening. Can you hear me? Have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn?
I have.
Why didn't you marry him?
Oh my goodness.
Now, I want you guys to pay attention. She wanted to just tell her reason why she's such a good woman. I feel you. But the results should show that. So many of our women just want to walk around talking about how great they are. Okay, then you should have no problem for getting any men. I'm so great that he wanted to marry me one time, and then he still wanted to get with me. that does you no good, lady. Does you no good. And when you go ahead and finally grant the argument, great. You're the beautiful thing. You're the best thing in the world. Have you ever dated a man worth the damn? Yeah. Then why don't you marry him? Why is that an insult? Newsflash, ladies, it should not be an insult to ask you about your husband or about your father. If it's an insult to you because a man asks you about your husband or your father, but we can ask any other group of women about their husband or their fathers and they would just answer the question, even if they weren't married, they would get insulted because so many of you expect to be going through life completely unattached, using men the way you want to use us and only using men for what you think we're useful for. Yeah, Hazel is here. I got somebody in the chat room right now. Hazel, you're going to have to put your microphone on. What's wrong with the question, man? Why is that an insult? I asked you, have you ever dated a man that's worth a damn? And you said, I have. And I said, why didn't you marry him? And you said, oh my goodness, why?
He didn't propose to me and it didn't work out. It just didn't work out.
Just didn't work out. They just never work out.
You don't marry every man that you meet.
Right. No. See, here's what I'm hearing. Guys, what I need you to understand, a lot of times when you hear men talking about stuff, you ladies think the men are off base. Ma'am, you had a man who wanted to marry you. Ma'am, you had a man that wanted to marry you. You didn't want to give up your so-called career and move. That man is married.
And he trying to cheat on her with me.
He trying to cheat on her with me.
Hello?
Hazel.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Your name is Hazel?
Hi.
Your name is Hazel?
That's the name I'm going by, but not in real life.
Okay. What you got for me? Why am I wrong?
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. I actually wanted to say I agree with the advice that you're giving. And I think this was something that I battled with when I was in my teens, unconsciously, and now that I'm developing my femininity, it's been very, very helpful to me.
Who are you? You want to? How old are you? If you don't, nobody can see.
I'm 26.
You're 26.
Yes.
And who's helping you, or how are you working on your femininity?
Part of the way I'm helping myself is through YouTube channels like yours, but then also ones by women.
Okay.
And overcoming some issues from my childhood as well.
Right.
Like built up awareness
and
things like that.
Are you and how long have you been doing that? How long has it been since you started that work?
Probably, I think since I've been consciously doing it, probably like a year or so.
Okay.
I think before just getting rid of like a lot of childhood trauma and bitterness helped me get rid of like a lot of like defensiveness, and that made me be more intrinsically. But then being actively aware of femininity helped me with like, the rest of it.
Are you nervous?
I'm still not perfect.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to be. Nobody can see you. No one can see you. No one knows your name. You're just talking to me. I'll make one suggestion to you. That we all have a point to where we have to start actively doing more than just videos. You're going to have to start working with somebody one-on-one. Because now you're aware of issues. Now it's time to really start digging and going deep. And none of us are equipped to do that alone. And one of the things that I hate to see is people get stuck in trying to do their own self-analysis and wasting time. Like you said, you're in your mid-20s. You still got a lot of life left. And let's just say up until the moment you called, let's just say it's all been shit. Let's say it's been the worst parts of the Bible. Okay? You still arguably got another 50, 55, 60 years to go. What are you going to do with that? And if you didn't have somebody helping you along the way to get to 26 to help you get pointed in the right direction, give you healthy role models, healthy things to look at. That's cool. You may have been used to having to do it all on your own. A lot of Black children have to raise and parent themselves because mothers don't want them. Mothers love them, but they don't like them. But you got to start trust. You're going to have to work with somebody else. And here's what happens if you don't. You really will never learn to trust anybody other than yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Are you working right now? I mean, pre-COVID?
I'm a student right now.
Okay. That's why I asked.
So I
Well, are you in,
get a stipend.
okay. You're in college? Okay. So a lot of colleges have parts of student services. Whether you live on campus or off campus is irrelevant. As long as you're enrolled, I think at least part-time. I don't know if it's part-time or full-time, but look into some of the student services. I mean, it's often free.
Okay.
Yeah. See, not nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, guys, people get nervous calling up here. That's why I keep the ladies. Let me go ahead and finish this. Hold on. Let's have that conversation. Does that make you sleep better at night?
No, it doesn't.
Then why do you keep bringing it up like it's supposed to?
Because you keep
No. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. You keep saying it like it matters. Okay, to bring everybody up to speed, one of the big issues with women who have with this on-off femininity, they tend to overvalue themselves because you're in your masculine. You're trying to. Men are used to having to say, "Look how tall I am. Look how big my muscles are." This whole look at this, look at that. When I asked her the question, this guy that wanted to marry you, you didn't want to marry him, and now he tells you the one you should. Does it make you sleep any better at night? Are you any happier? And when I asked that question, no, I'm not. Then why are you talking about it? Because that's all I got. That's really the point. That's all I got. That's all I know how to do. And it ain't working. Let's say I believe you. So what? I don't know how he said or the context he's saying it. As he's saying, you know what? As he offered you a plane ticket to come through and have sex?
Really?
Yeah, you say he's trying to cheat? Please tell me how.
Yeah, he's trying to cheat. Yeah.
How?
He stays in the same state.
How? How?
What you mean, how?
Look at how indignant she got. Yeah. He trying to cheat. Lady, this is your ex-man. Why you still got this much energy for this dude? Remember what women always want to ask you? Who hurt you? Ain't that what the question they always ask you, fellas? When you got something to say about them, they always, who hurt you? I'm asking myself, why you got so much energy for a dude that's married? If you actually are who you say you are, why are you even talking to an ex? Especially one that's married. Oh, it's going to show itself.
Trying to come over to my house, want to take me out to dinner.
Then why you okay? If that's the case, ma'am, if that's the case, Miss High Virtue, you know he's married. Hold on. You know no. Let's back up. You're throwing stones at this guy, so I'm going to challenge that. He's married, right?
He's married,
and you're a Christian.
Hold on. He didn't come out.
You're not going to do this shit. He's married. Right? You're a Christian.
He reached out.
Hey, ma'am, he's married, right?
Right.
You're a Christian, yes. Right? You're a Christian, right?
And I didn't entertain.
You're a Christian, right?
Yes, and I didn't.
Why are you continuing to talk to a married man?
I didn't entertain his conversations.
Ma'am, you said he keeps calling. You said he keeps trying to holler at you, keep trying to come over. That is a lie.
Please tell me this all happened in one conversation. He hit you up on Facebook and then all of a sudden asked you to come over and over and again. No.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't disrespect on the first conversation.
See how this bullshit goes? It's always the men. It's always somebody else. He's a married man.
I'm not saying that.
He is
I'm
a
not
married.
saying
Okay. So I go back to what I initially asked. What I said in the chat room. Yes, your education and the longer you wait and the longer you're out of dealing with the men, the less cooperative women become.
So
Bottom line,
just
okay, so you can listen because apparently you need to listen because you came to get answers. Let me give you some answers.
Okay.
One, you're not a good picker of men.
Thank you.
No. And that means you had decent men. You had suitable men. You just turned them down because you don't know what you're doing. Because the man you turned down, you said it yourself, he's married. He's married. You're not. He is.
I wouldn't
You're
have
not.
wanted to
He
marry him.
is. You're not. You're not. He is.
He's the one.
You're not.
I'm
He
good
is.
being single.
You're not. He is. You hear that? She tried to say, if he was the one and he gonna cheat, I'm good being single. There's so many things twisted with this kind of thinking that is straight up masculine. Why are you even talking to an ex? It's an ex for a reason. Comparison. Well, if that's what it's supposed to be, I'm good being single. Okay. But you're looking for answers because it's not working. Lord, I remember this live. She was just contradicting herself left and right. I know.
She's 42 years old, holds a master's degree, and still believes her accomplishments alone make her an exceptional relationship prospect. She walks into every conversation convinced she's the total package. Yet there's one problem she can't explain away. She has no man, and every relationship seems to end the same way. Kevin Samuels often challenged people to separate professional success from relationship success. Being accomplished in one area of life does not automatically translate into being successful in another. For years, she's led with credentials, titles, and achievements. She expects admiration for her education, career, and independence. But when men leave, she immediately blames them instead of examining the common denominator. The uncomfortable question Kevin would often ask is simple. If everyone else is the problem, why does the same outcome keep repeating? At some point, accountability has to enter the conversation. The issue may not be her degree. It may not be her career. It may not even be her standards. The issue could be the attitude that comes with believing she's above criticism. Relationships require cooperation, self-awareness, and the ability to listen. If every discussion becomes a competition, every disagreement becomes a battle, and every piece of feedback is dismissed, people eventually stop investing. Men don't leave because a woman is educated. They leave when the relationship becomes exhausting.